Hello, this is Erica Sparky Studio, and welcome to my review of testing 3 different microphones for studio use and general recording of audio. We're going to go through noise rejection with traffic at the end, and we're also going to go through different mic distances, and I'll be going down from below because I want to reject the noise bouncing. This is an untreated room. I'm not in my studio right now, so you're not going to see that nice padded room. Normally I record from up here. If I want to avoid noise bouncing in an untreated room, here is a little trick using yourself as an anti-noise bounce for your shotgun microphones. In terms of tone, your voice will make a difference which microphone works best for you. I'll be labeling A, B, and C, so you can actually think about what you hear and not judge based upon price point. Now let's get started. I'll show you the microphones, and then I'll be stating A, B, or C. Here we have the 3 different microphones, and starting with the Sennheiser MKH600. This particular microphone is the longest of the bunch with a rejection tube, and beside that we have the second longest, the Rode NTG5. This particular one has RF bias that actually makes it so we can actually use it with some moisture around without affecting the microphone. Nice. Location kit included. And down here we have the Sennheiser MKH50. We can see those switches there. And also the Sennheiser MKH600 also has switches for low cut. And in terms of pricing, we are looking at $330, $499, and $1,200. This is microphone C. Plosive, plosive, plosive. How is it plosiving through? This is microphone B. How is this one? When I actually speak up close and personal. Plosive, plosive, plosive. And right now we're listening to microphone A. Plosive, plosive, plosive. How am I coming through? Am I plosiving when I speak this close? Now I'm talking up close on microphone A. This should be the ultimate proximity effect and ultimate noise of plosiveness when you're this up close and personal. We're now testing up close and personal with microphone B. This should be the ultimate plosive test for being up close, and the proximity effect is normally strong at this close of a distance. How am I coming through? I'm now speaking to up close and personal on microphone C. How am I coming through? This one is known to have a lot of proximity effect. It's also the most audio sensitive of all the microphones. Boom. Mind blown. It is now time for a quick, simple frequency response test using all 3 microphones at the same time to get a better idea of how each one sounds. The fox with socks jumped into the box. His fur was whiter than the sun. We don't know where he goes, but he runs down, down, down. The fox with socks jumped into the box. His fur was whiter than the sun. We don't know where he goes, but he runs down, down, down. The fox with socks jumped into the box. His fur was whiter than the sun. We don't know where he goes, but he runs down, down, down. This is to test a studio environment and to see how much the sound drops off as we move from our right side down to our left side. And we're going to test each microphone one by one to see what the drop off is like. And of course, when you get to the far sides, we might actually lose tonality. I'm trying to go too far behind me because that's not normally how you actually speak into a microphone, but it could happen when you're moving forward and backwards in your studio and you're not using a wireless microphone. We are now testing our longest rejection tube, and this is the Sennheiser MKE600. And how is the volume affected with me moving a long rejection tube from side to side? And next, of course, we're going to our other microphone, comparing our longest to our shortest. So this should make for an interesting comparison when compared to a short and a long shotgun microphone in terms of tonality and volume drop off. We are now testing the Sennheiser MKH50, and how is this affected as I move from my right side and back to my left side in terms of tonality and volume drop. One thing that's hard to do is make sure I go exactly as far as it went as the other microphones, or if I go further than I go with other microphones, to make a fair comparison. Please let me know now in comments which microphone you preferred in the studio environment. Microphone A was a Sennheiser MKE600, microphone B was the Rode NTG5, and the Sennheiser MKH50 was microphone C. Let's view some other footage previously in the studio. The audio you're hearing right now is from the Sennheiser MKE600. How am I coming through? Let's take this wind muff off and see if there's any difference between that and a wind filter. So right now we're using a pop filter on the Sennheiser MKE600. Is there any difference in audio? And right now you are listening to me on the Sennheiser MKH50. This is known as a studio microphone. You are now listening to the audio from the Rode NTG5. How am I coming through compared to the Sennheiser MKH50, which is a much more expensive microphone? The Sennheiser MKH50. And let's listen to the sound of the traffic. Away from the traffic. Back to me. And of course, let's see how the sound is when a car passes by. But first of all, I'll want to face traffic one more time. Back to me. So this is a $1,200 USD microphone system. And right now we're listening to microphone B. That was towards traffic, and let's face away. And the last test I want to do is when traffic passes by when I have the microphone sitting right here. And that's how much rejects from the side. We are now listening to the sound from the Sennheiser MKE600 microphone. How am I coming through? This is the longest of the shotgun microphones. And let's listen to the sound of the traffic in a moment when we have some good traffic passing by. Away from the traffic and back to me. And now back to me while speaking with the traffic passing by. The Sennheiser MKH50 is the worst for plosiving and for wind noise, I found personally, even if you use some sort of covering over it. The Sennheiser MKE600, it's a microphone I did review previously. This is the only one that has the XLR 2 auxiliary or 3.5 millimeter 2 camera, which uses a battery, and it's the only one that has the option for the battery. The NTG5 is more of a neutral tone, I found personally. But of course, there's also moisture resistance. And you'll notice some have switches on it, like this Sennheiser MKE, which has a low cut, and so does the MKH50, which the low cut helps for wind noise. So this is Eric of Spark E Studio. Thanks for watching and have yourselves a most wonderful day.